Oh, I'm live. Hello. That came on fast. Let me just prepare my space. Hello, hello. Long time no speak. I should probably get myself prepared before YouTube says you're live. But still amateur here. It's okay. It's a one-woman production. So I was outside meditating before I came in here. And it's, hello, Charm Robinette, hello. We're gonna do a reading on this new moon, which it's 7, oh my gosh, I can't even see the clock. It's about 7:40 here or something like that. The new moon becomes exact, I think, at 9:30, 9:40, something like that. But we're close enough. So I always like to get tapped into the energy. I was out at the sunset, and usually that's where the energy kind of builds and culminates. And so I thought I would, actually, I really like the animals readings. So we're going to do that again. And we're also going to do a couple cards from the Good Tarot. You can see this deck has been around, yet I like this deck because it has a different take than the traditional tarot on the messages. The messages, even, my cat is crying, even the tower is, one moment. She normally does not meow like that. Let me just check on her. Luna? What is her deal? Okay. Luna wanted in on the action. So this energy is building. I feel it. She's been acting different lately. Anyway, I thought I would get a couple cards from the Good Tarot first of all before we get into, well, we're just kind of organically going to see whatever needs to be pulled. Dustin says hello, Luna. Yes, she's been, she's usually like a regular routine, but sometimes during moon cycles, she will change her routine up. And she was out on the patio, like meowing to come in, not even on the porch, but like out. She heard me and she's like, I gotta be in on this. So, yeah, let me just take a breath here. How is everybody feeling? Are you feeling the vibe of this new moon? Are you feeling different? New moons are a fresh new energy. This one's a little different because of Mercury. Now she's going to want to go out. Before we even shuffle, let's see. 4 of air and 6 of earth. That's interesting. Holding on to something collectively. My outside cat Leo has been super clingy. He is laying across my front step and hasn't moved. Yeah, she's been really clingy, and I mean, in the wintertime, she sleeps with me and snuggles with me, but I don't know. Yeah, she's just been acting different. Hi, Steph. How are you? Long time. Well, I just about to get started, and Luna, my cat, is she wants me to. I think she wants to go back out. She might interrupt the reading, so let me just let her back outside. I think she just wanted to come in and say hi to everybody. You want back out? Okay. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Feeling a good vibe? Having some, anything new, anything different, any realization, anything? Your cats have been very clingy lately too. Yeah, isn't that interesting? And cats are highly intuitive, very sensitive, energetically sensitive. Probably, I mean, with humans, they're like reading our energy all the time. Been sore the last 2 days, not normal for me. Mostly good, but some blah. Okay, let me, I'm glad you brought that up, because just before I came on here, the solar flares, the sun activity has definitely beefed up again, and we're very close to receiving X-class flares before I even came on here. So with that, and with all of the other energies, and I can feel it, I can see this change in frequency. And anytime, people talk about ascension symptoms, that's a real thing. When we're like shifting our energy, the planet and everything, and all of the solar activity, you're going to get stiff, sore joints, soreness, sore muscles. Salt baths are really helpful for that, to kind of clear the energy. Digestive issues. I'm right now, and usually this has been happening lately when I read, pressure at the back of my occipital lobe, the crown chakra. You may even have like head, like tingling or heat in the palms, vibration on the feet, headaches, dizzy spells. Especially when we get these solar flares, they affect the cardiovascular system, the nervous system. Some people will be having just an uptake. Oh, my light. You might have lights flickering. Some people have like a real revved up energy, while others are like, I'm so tired all the time. Just gauge your energy and flow with it. If you're feeling like a lot of energy, maybe cut back on the caffeine, or if you're not even drinking caffeine, just try to find ways to kind of calm the nervous system. And if it's vice versa, splashing cold water on your face. There are a lot of different things we can do to kind of like shake up the energy in the body. Because yeah, we're in one of those places energetically where there's a big like push shift, and we're feeling it. I definitely have been feeling it. A lot of the people around me have been feeling it and talking about it. So that's definitely, we're in that place again. And it's changing of seasons, depending on where you're at. All right. So we're going to get a couple cards from the Good Tarot. I'm actually going to read them from the book. They're very short, but this deck is different than the traditional tarot. It has a different spin, a different take on the energy. So I really like the positive messages that come through. Let me get a message for the collective, please. Sleep disturbances. I've been sleeping a lot more. I've been actually oversleeping. I usually wake up at the same time every morning without an alarm clock or anything. And the last 2 mornings, I've slept like 2 hours later than I usually do. Dreams have been vivid. I'm getting a lot of good messages from my dreams. Messenger of fire. Page of air. Ace of earth. Okay. Here we go. Fresh new beginnings, new starts. Bottom of the deck, Queen of air. So there's still a lot of mental mind action. Mercury moving into Libra tomorrow. And stationing direct. So that's a big energy shift. Still in Virgo as I speak, as we're doing this reading. So let's start with Messenger of Fire. I don't read from these cards very often, but I need to start taking the time. And I usually do this in the winter when I don't like to go outside in the cold. I spend more time with my the decks that I don't read from very often to really get a relationship with them. Messenger of fire. Determination for a new adventure, innovation, independent creative action, spirited, headstrong. I have an unstoppable spirit and can co-create all that I desire. Surrounded by spirit, illumined by the wisdom that rises up within me, I set forth on a path to innovate. I trust my vision and act accordingly, remaining true to what I most value and desire, which can manifest in many forms. So, not giving into things that we don't desire, staying true to your heart's desire. You see the red flags, pay attention to them, and stay true to yourself. Page of air. New ideas, a theory not yet proven. Curiosity, new focus. This calls for greater investigation, as we've only scratched the surface. I don't really know. That's interesting. If I explore this way of thinking, what can I learn? So this is kind of changing the way that we think, or expanding our mind to keep it more open and flowing. I typically don't like to have too many beliefs, because as consciousness expands, as the earth is moving through this belt of energy, and we're expanding and changing and moving into the age of Aquarius. Newer things, newer realizations, ideas, things are expanding. So we can take ancient wisdom and knowledge that we have deep within, use that for discernment, but keeping the mind open, thinking outside of the box. So that's beautiful. And then we have Ace of Earth. Prosperity in its purest form, concrete results in the physical world, abundance made manifest. I recognize the many forms of abundance and plenty, and I align myself with success. I can generate gold from the resources I have at my fingertips. I make an impact. The essence of prosperity is taking form in the material world. So we are creating something new, whether we're aware of it or not. Overall energy, Queen of Air. So we have a lot of air, some fire, and earth. No water. That's interesting. Let me find this one. Setting healthy boundaries. Strong self-esteem. Calculated and shrewd decisions. Clear communication. Well organized. A wordsmith. I have clarity of purpose. My intentions are in alignment with my understanding. There is always a strategy in the game called life. I can let go of false truths and be rigorously honest with myself and others. Below this card is temptation. Temptation is the card of attachment. Being too attached to the outcome, being too attached to the material world, being too attached to opinions and belief systems. So it seems as though we're overcoming this attachment and expanding the mind. Beautiful. King of Air below that. Okay, so let's get into some more cards. Whew. I am feeling a lot of energy going through my crown chakra right now. Well, we're going to keep reading from, what did I do with the rest of the animals decks? Oh, the birds. Yes. Beautiful. Some of you may be noticing that you're paying more attention to your routines, your habits, your patterns, your health. I know for myself, I know I've been eating healthier. Not even, intending to, but just even my tastes are changing. And the way I digest foods is changing. I typically eat organic anyway, but there are times where I get cravings for something like French fries or something that's just not, organic. And if I actually go for that, I pay the price now more than ever. It's like, ooh, and then I don't want it anymore. So, and it's not that, I can make my own French fries with organic potatoes. I just know what they do with those potatoes. And the more I think about the chemicals and things that go into a lot of the foods that I, not often, but if I find I have a craving and I go for it, I suddenly will never crave that again. It's interesting. So you might be having things like that, or changing up just your health routine in general. Finding more downtime, time to rest, or maybe finding time to get out and move yourself around. All right, messages for the collective. This new moon. Here we go. Okay. We have Oriole, Dove, and Robin. It's been a while since I've read from these. A new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive change. So something is on the horizon for each and every one of us. And there's potentials, opportunities. This is new moon. Bear with me. My windows are open. New moon, new potentials, new opportunities, new fresh starts in some areas of our lives. The Dove, feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. Also finding that balance, that temperance within, finding peace where we're not swaying too far one way or the other, too far into the ethers or the etheric realms and too far into the material, too far into masculine and feminine, too far into paying into, like, focusing on doing, or vice versa, too emotional or too into the into the intuitive senses. Although honestly, I don't know why I even said that, because that's my life. But finding a balance, I do personally even have to ground and kind of walk in this world and be a person on the ground while I'm still reaching around and reading everything. But it's not taking over. You know what I'm saying? It's not all consuming. We're finding more grounded peacefulness and peace within our situations, our life situations, whether it's your current environment, your current experience, your current relationship. There's a peace that's coming to the center. Robin, new growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So again, a lot of people may be going through what we might call a growth spurt in the spiritual sense, or just like in consciousness, where we're feeling more wisdom, wise, and mature on our journey. Overall, wild turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. We do all have this this power. We're all connected. We're connected to the earth. We're connected to source. We're connected to each other. And the more that we work on our own healing, the more we're helping the collective and the earth. Everything is working in combination. It's not one or the other. So let's get into, and I will do some short, we'll do some elementals again as well. But I just want to tap into the collective overall, this new moon. All right, what's going on here? Scorpion wanted to show its face for some reason. Black Swan, Nine of Swords. Okay, we're talking about the shadow work, mental anguish. The Flamingo, balancing act. Two of Wands. Hyena. Okay, getting a whole different vibe here now. Betrayal, deep wounds, recovering from betrayal and deep wounds. Ten of Swords. Anything else? Thank you. And the Gorilla, courage. Okay. Death at the bottom. Wow. Hi, Martin. Yes, you caught alive. I'm on the collective reading right now, and you just came in the perfect timing. I just pulled out the cards here. So now these, the divine feather messengers are the upliftment for what these cards are telling me through the collective. This is collective. Take what resonates for you. There's been some deep dives, some shadow work that has been going on within the collective. The Black Swan, Nine of Swords, going through some mental anguish. And when we take those deeper dives, and I did a video on this earlier, when we are working on healing our wounds, our traumas, and the ego wants to resist the feelings that are coming up. So there's a lot of these cosmic energies that are coming in right now. Oh, they have been, but they're coming in very strong right now. And they're pulling up and out all of the stored trauma and pain that has not been healed and released. It's stored in the body. And so there's a lot of the ego will like fight it. But we also, if we're conscious of this, we get to see our patterns, our mental chatter, our mindset, when we get hit hard in the emotions, when we are fighting with something that is agonizing and this mental anguish. We can also really get a good take on our patterns of behavior. And what does it do? Do you fall into that fight or flight or freeze or fawn? A lot of people, I mean, for me, I would get rage, anger, and just, and I'd have to let it out. When I'm conscious of it, I wouldn't let it out around anybody else, but I would let it out in a healthy way, while trying to not do any damage to myself. When I'm in my younger years, I would definitely have taken it out on myself and others. So collectively, it could be one or the other. But we are also, with the retrograde energy, if you're very conscious, you're able to see yourself. And it's usually circumstances or a person, either or, that are triggering these deep ancestral wounds. But these are deep, deep, deep childhood wounds. Two of Wands, that's really helping bring us back into balance. Even though it's like it's stirring up a lot of shit. It's stirring up like all of the crap that still hasn't been released, that hasn't, maybe you weren't even conscious that it was still a thing or an issue. But now that it's coming to the surface, it's important to process and not push it back down or try to bypass it. This black swan also speaks of time healing. Time heals wounds. Time heals. The two of wands, the flamingo, is working on a balance between the waves, the emotional waves. Oh, for sure, this week has been hectic, yowzers. Yeah, it's been a doozy for many, for sure. Hyena, 10 of Swords, working through betrayal, working through that trickster energy I was talking about. Deep, deep scars and deep wounds. This is, in a video I did earlier today, it's a lot of family trauma, the mother wound or the father wound, and what has it created from there. All of our relationships are based off of those initial relationships that we have when we're first born. This hyena also speaks of recovery from these deep wounds and betrayal. You know, we've all had someone that's deeply hurt us, someone that was close to, that we let in close to our heart, and most likely more than once. We've had quite a few rounds of it. We probably had been betrayed, had things stolen from us, have been stabbed in the back, been bullied, all of that. So a lot of that stuff has been coming to the surface, also for, that's again the shadow work that's been going on. And then the gorilla speaks of self-sabotage. The gorilla, 7 of Wands, also does have an element of courage to it. But are we finding the courage to break through our own mental anguish and self-sabotaging ways to find peace and balance in our lives? It seems as though, yes, because overall the energy here is the Death card, or Cecropia moth. I don't even know how to say that. Sorry if I butchered that word here. Death, transformation. It begins with destruction, decay of the old archaic versions of ourselves, death, renewal, and also real truths. The real truth, that's interesting, that's coming to the surface. So this also could be the Hierophant below that. Look at that, the stag. Breaking through old traditional belief systems into a more organic, truthful, spiritual reality here. Chiron, Sedna themes coming up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of beautiful energy also linked to this new moon. A lot of supportive energy. Let's keep going. Because I might do the elementals in a separate in a separate video. I feel like I'm being called to stay on the collective energy right now. But no, as we're going through the death process, the rebirth process, that the power to heal is within you. This is something that's organically happening, and we just have to get out of the way. Our logical mind, our ego mind, is focusing too much on the current events or the current reality and not letting go of trying to control things and allowing the emotions and the deep wounds to come to the surface, and allowing the cosmic energies that are coming in to help us process and release and heal these things. There is potential for new growth here. It's on the horizon, it's saying. So if you're feeling like you're still like on the edge, teeter-tottering on the edge of, I just don't know. A lot of people are exhausted too. This energy can be extremely exhausting. I'm kind of reading these backwards now, but feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to come in with that supportive energy. And that comes typically when we do finally release and purge. Let it out. Let out the sadness, cry, or let out the anger, rage, in a pillow or in a safe way for yourself. But we do have to release it. We can't keep swallowing it and shoving it back down, and because it's like it's about to explode. I'm hearing and I can't even imagine what it would feel like these days to hold those emotions in. I've had most of my lifetime I did that, and it was the most uncomfortable thing. It caused a lot of physical ailments for me, and things I ended up having to have surgeries and stuff for. But there is newness on the way, newness on the horizon. See whatever's happening at this time as a positive change, whether your logical egoic mind is actually viewing it as positive or not. Okay. Stand your ground, firm foundation. Beautiful. Okay. This is the advice And if you are actually dealing with another person or another entity of sorts, this could be, you know, okay, just the challenges that we may be facing. Hope at the bottom. Make sure that you are standing your ground, meaning there's going to be like a lot of tests, a lot of trickster energy. Use discernment for sure. Pay attention to the red flags and don't settle for anything less than what it is that you deeply, truly, your heart's desire. Even if it has to do with the decision, you've got to make a decision, a grounded decision, something that you feel, this says firm foundation, that you feel solid and good about. And there's no, like, the body will tell you if your mind can't make the right decision and your heart's racing, you're like, well, listen to that. Just trust that. Applied for a course this morning. Artsy, I'm being called to follow childhood dreams. Good. Yes. Beautiful. Brilliant. Movement, choices, decisions. We have options and opportunities that are arising, or just ideas when we feel inspired to do things. It's important to take action when inspired action, not action that you feel that you should be doing or somebody else is telling you that you have to do. If you're not feeling inspired, hold off on that. Good, got the happy feels, awesome. Movements, decisions, and choices. This could actually feel amazing and invigorating, or it could be extremely stressful. There's two different sides to it here in this, but there's definitely something new, something prosperous that is there to grab. This speaks of spiritual and material prosperity. So it is what we are co-creating with spirit. So do you feel that element when you're working in combination with your higher self or with source energy, and you see like how things just sort of synchronistically fall together and come together? That's this co-creation, and that like is an upliftment. You feel it in your heart. You feel it like take your breath away, and it is that happy feels. That's beautiful. Understand that there are always going to be obstacles and challenges at the same time in life. This is where we just use our discernment and take them as lessons. And these obstacles, these challenges that we face are the building blocks for our wisdom and understanding and learning and lessons that we are gaining along the way, so that we don't make so that we make smart choices for ourselves going forward, and that we don't feel pressured into saying or doing certain things that we're not fully in alignment with. We have hope at the bottom. So this is another card of inspiration and elevating the vitality, which there is a lot of the solar activity is, this reminds me of the sun. The solar activity that we're having can really energize you into taking inspired actions like that. Throat chakra below that is speaking of self-expression. Beautiful. Authority below that. All right. Let's get, we're going to read from the Oracle of the Seven Energies for us all. And we're going to skip the elementals. We can thank my son for that, because he keeps calling and he doesn't normally call me. So I'm going to have to call him back. And there's always divine timing. Everything happens for a reason. But let's get one last message for us all for this new moon in Virgo. Opposing Neptune, by the way. And I believe there's a lot of trines. I think Jupiter's in a trine. I haven't, you know, that part of my brain hasn't really been fully turned on lately. Just checking the transits and looking at the transits. I go in waves that way too. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm picking up on energies anyway, and it all makes sense somehow. I don't question it anymore. Not that I really questioned it. I think I used to feel like I had to make more sense. Now I just let it all out. Go with the flow. Message for us all, please. Thank you. Ooh, I like this one. A grand symphony. I think this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. As human beings, we have a tendency to see ourselves as separate from others. This perception is the root of the cosmic joke played on us all. Although our five senses and intellect can help us manage our experiences in the material world, and intuition helps us navigate the invisible, we still struggle with the issue of identity and how we fit in the world, and how we fit into the whole. You're facing a paradox today. You need to focus on being your unique self, for only you can bring your own special harmony to the symphony of the world. But equally, you need to learn to be selfless and put we before me, seeing yourself as a part of the consciousness that unifies us all. You're being invited to step back and see the bigger picture until your individual part on the world stage disappears and blends with the glory of all of life. It's true that who you are and what you do counts in far-reaching ways. Consider this, though. When you listen to music, it's the whole, not any single notes on its own that make the song come alive. So today, ask yourself, can you be a part of something bigger? Can you put the principles and needs of the group above your own wants? Can you fully embrace the concept of unity in diversity by celebrating all the notes in the symphony? If so, then you will indeed be wise, and whatever you are dreaming about will be fulfilled beyond your wildest hopes. It's time to do your part and sing in harmony with others. Stay in tune and learn the new harmonies and notes. Such sweetness will arise. My heart's been feeling heavy for the people of Morocco and Libya. Yes. My heart goes out to all of them as well. And we will be seeing a lot of this through these next few years. Great earth shifts, catastrophic. There's been a lot of earthquakes, and many places have gotten lucky so far. I have an app on my phone that just has been going off. A lot of them are still in the ocean, but and there's a giant storm that's headed. Well, it's actually moving up north more now. But it's just like the earth changes that are happening, the temperature of the ocean. It is an interesting time, but this is also important that we stay very present. We are feeling collective energy, and we definitely sending heartfelt healing and love to everyone that is going through a traumatic and tragic experience at this time, because there's a lot of that going on. And us, the sensitives, feel it. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you feel it and sense it. Hello, Granny Paula. Really late cat sitting. I just completed, I just finished. I just finished the reading. You'll have to go back and watch. Oh, look, we have beautiful uncaging at the bottom of the deck, which is, releasing ourselves from the cage that we had been put in. I really love the fact that you brought that up with the last card that we're reading, because we are all one and we do feel each other, and we feel that heaviness when any, especially a group, like that's a lot of people that have died and that are suffering in Morocco from that earthquake. We feel that. Phew, the cage. Yes. Yeah, should I read that? Maybe I should read this one since it was showing itself to me. That's a beautiful one. Let's read that one before we end. Before we end this reading. This one is actually perfect for this energy too. And ears wide open below that. At this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part in your life. Recognize how it's affecting you and others, and address it so that you can release yourself from its grips. Guilt is a powerful emotional state capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable for your actions when you've done something that causes harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotaging cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. Have you done or said something for which you need to make amends? Have you disregarded a boundary or broken a promise? Guilt can make you aware of potential ways that you have given injury and show how to redress the transgression. When you sincerely admit you are wrong and begin the process to fix it, this is the act of accountability, responsibility, and liberation. Take a moment now to consider when you have harmed others or yourself. This knowledge will free you from the story you tell about it, so you're able to connect with truthful remorse. Now is a time for rigorous honesty as you take a self-inventory with a neutral state of mind. A good question to ask yourself now is why the guilt is there. You might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. Pay attention, take action, and uncage yourself from the prison of your own making. We do cage ourselves a lot, don't we? And that's definitely a pattern to pay attention to as well. And I'll tell you, guilt and shame is probably one of the worst ones to cage yourself in. I know from my past and just my own observations of my experiences with others in life that it is guilt and shame and remorse that keep people from healing, keep people trapped in addictions, keep people trapped in self-sabotaging ways, and just bringing your self-worth down. Like that cage has actually probably been placed on us by society and by others, the judgments and whatnots. And these are the things that we're supposed to be releasing ourselves from. Really, truly. It's important. Oh, thank you. Charm Robinette. So I know that these are heavy times and that there's a lot of shadow work that's being done at this time, working through our betrayal wounds, abandonment wounds, and recovering from that, taking a deeper look at how we self-sabotage ourselves. We are going through a death process, a transformation process here. Yes, and definitely the Hermit, that which did not come up, interestingly enough. This Virgo energy is of the Hermit card. The Hermit card reflects Virgo energy. But that's just self-reflection. That's more, I think, on the retrograde aspect, when we feel like we need to just be. I know that I've had so many invites like this coming weekend that I just turned down. It's not even the weekend yet. And I'm like, no, thank you. Because I feel the energy and I'm like, I just need to not have too many things on my plate going on right now, because I don't know. I'm feeling a lot myself, so sending love to all of you guys too. Thank you for joining me, and let's bring in this new moon with this hope, optimism for a new positive future, fresh starts. Let's clear away the clutter. Let's keep moving beyond the past. We can't escape the past. We can't skip steps, but we are, slowly but sure. It feels like, when's it going to end? We are stripping away the old, releasing the old self-sabotaging patterns and limiting beliefs, and healing the wounds so that we can have this bright new future and really come together and connect and connect and connect and connect. I just keep getting that. So much love to all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your night or day or wherever you are in the world. I love you. Thank you. Good night. Bye.